This set of notes is about catalysts. As always, you can use the set of notes provided in Schoology or take your own. All right, so to review, a catalyst is a substance that speeds up the reaction without being consumed itself. And so how it does that is by lowering the activation energy. So if we think about it in terms of a Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, when you don't have a catalyst, you have to have particles with enough energy, enough collision energy to be able to overcome and the reaction barrier and react. If you do a catalyst, that in some way lowers that activation energy, so you've got more particles at any one point in time or at a particular temperature where they can overcome the activation energy barrier. All right. The way that it does this, how it lowers that activation energy, is one of two ways. One, it creates either a new pathway to the product or a new mechanism for the product. All right. So that results in either new transition states or new intermediates. Okay, so this first diagram here is an example of a new transition state being created. And so the pathway without the catalyst has a higher activation energy, as you can see. With the catalyst, it creates a new way to have the reactant go through a transition state, and that lowers the activation energy, and as a result of that, you get a much faster reaction here. The other possibility is that you create a completely new pathway for the reaction to go that involves creating a new intermediate in between. And so as a result of that, you can end up with two smaller steps here, as shown, that together do not require as much energy, as high of an activation energy barrier as the uncatalyzed reaction does. Okay, so a couple different ways that it does that. When this appears in a mechanism, you can see them in mechanisms because catalysts will appear at the beginning and they will also appear at the end of the reaction, but are not written in the final reaction equation. All right. So for example, if we look at the reaction that's here, you're going to see that C is present at the beginning and it's present at the end, but it's there in the same format in each side. Okay, so as a result of that, it would cancel out and it won't appear in the overall final reaction equation. Okay, so question here, which species is the catalyst? That's going to be C, because we see it at the beginning and the end. And the other question that was sitting there brings it back to what's the intermediate? Well, again, intermediates from the other day, those appear in the two in-between steps, but not in the final reaction equation. Produced in the first step, consumed in the second step. So BC is my intermediate there. Okay. So how do catalysts go through this process, or how do they make their magic happen? A few different types of catalysts that occur. One is a surface catalyst. Okay. Surface catalysts happen when you have a reactant come in and it interacts with the surface of the catalyst. This can happen in one of two ways, as shown in our top diagram up here. When you bring in the hydrogen and the carbon and they interact with the surface, the surface will actually break the hydrogen bonds apart. And in the process of doing that and migrating those across the surface, you've created a new intermediate, this broken hydrogen, and that makes it much easier for you to create the product in the end. Okay, so you created a new intermediate that lowers the activation energy, or the other possibility is that the surface holds the chemical in position, and if it holds it in position, that makes it much easier for you to get the particles to line up in the exact right orientation, and so that increases the chances of a probable favorable collision because this particle's not spinning around, and so you've removed that variable from it and made that collision more possible and more probable, and so as a result of that, that's going to speed up the reaction as well. A second type of catalysts are called enzyme catalysts. Enzyme catalysts are the protein catalysts in living things. This allows us to do things like combustion in our bodies at much lower temperatures that aren't requiring fire or heat, because that, of course, would kill us. And so we want to be able to do these reactions at lower temperatures like body temperature. And so what you end up with is a couple of different ways that this reacts. One, it can create a new intermediate that lowers the activation energy or holds the reactants in a particular orientation. So the reactants come in here, get stuck in that pocket, and oop, voila, the protein changes, and now these two things can bond together. Okay. Last but not least, we have acid-base catalysts. We haven't talked a lot about acids and bases this year, but basically what you're doing is in an acid-base catalyst, you cause a chemical to gain or lose a proton by adding an acid or a base, and that's going to make a new intermediate. And by adding that new intermediate, you can lower the activation energy, and therefore the reaction goes much faster. All right. So just a few little extra details about catalysts for us, but that's what you need to know.